Hello student and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Today you want to learn about introduction to public procurement, and under introduction to public procurement you want to learn about definition of key terms in public procurement. The following are definition of key terms in public procurement. In procurement we usually have procurement, the public procurement, accounting officer, goods, procuring entity, public funds, services, and finally works. Now let's start with procurement. What is procurement? Procurement is the process of locating and agreeing to terms and purchasing goods, services, or other works from an external source, often with the use of a tendering or competitive bidding process. Procurement also means business management functions that ensure identification, sourcing, access, and management of external resources that an organization needs or may need to fulfill its strategic objectives. Talk about public procurement. What is public procurement? Public procurement is the acquisition of any type of works, assets, services, and goods by purchase, rental, lease, license, tenancy, franchise, or by any other contractual means by a government agency. Public procurement is also refers to purchase by government and state-owned enterprises of goods, services, and works. Procurement is a key economic activity of any government that significantly impacts how taxpayers' money is spent and is a function that remains most vulnerable to corruption. Next time we want to learn about accounting officer. Who is an accounting officer? An accounting officer is a senior employee whose overall responsibility is managing the financial resources of an organization to ensure efficient and effective functioning of its operations. For a public entity other than the local authority, the person appointed by the permanent secretary to the treasury as the accounting officer, or if there is no such person, the chief executive of the public entity. For a local authority, or the town or county clerk of the local authority. Now we want to learn about the goods. What are goods in procurement? Goods include raw materials, things in liquid or gas form, electricity, and services that are incidental to the supply of the goods. Goods are also physical products purchased or manufactured on request. We have examples of goods which are office supplies and equipment. We have furniture, we have equipment, we have books, we have vehicles, medical supplies, and other commodities. We want to define procuring entity. What is a procuring entity? A procuring entity means a public entity making a procurement to which this act applies. A public entity may be, number one, we have the government or any department of the government. It may be the courts, the commission established under the Constitution, a local authority under the Local Government Act, a state corporation with the meaning of the State Corporation Act. Procuring entity may also be the Central Bank of Kenya, established under the Central Bank of Kenya Acts. It may be a cooperative society established under the Cooperative Society Acts. It may be a public school within the meaning of Education Act, a public university within the meaning of Universities Act, a college or any other educational institution maintained or assisted out of public funds, and lastly, an entity prescribed as a public entity for the purpose of this paragraph. Next, we want to learn about public funds. What are public funds in procurement? Public funds has the meaning assigned to it in the Exchequer and Audit Acts and includes monetary resources appropriate to procuring entity through the budgetary process, as well as extra budgetary funds, including aid grants and credits, put at the disposal of procuring entities by foreign donors and revenues of procuring entities. Public funds may also mean money that comes from the government, often through taxes, that is used to help the public through goods and services. Next, we want to learn about works. What are works? Works means the construction, repair, renovation, or demolition of buildings, roads, or other structures, and it includes the installation of equipment and materials, the site preparation, other incidental services. Works are related to civil works. These include new construction of structures of all kinds, buildings, highways, bridges, etc. Renovations, extension, and repairs. This category can also include water and sanitation, transportation, and electrical plant infrastructure. The next meaning, we want to talk about services. Services in public procurement, it usually means any object of procurement or disposal other than works and services, and includes professional and non-professional and commercial types of services, as well as goods and works which are incidental to but not exceeding the value of those services. Services are classified as consulting services and non-consulting services. In some cases, they are simply classified as services because of the difficulty at times in clearly determining the difference. Advisory and project-related services are typical consulting services, which includes feasibility studies, project management, engineering services, finance and accounting services, training and development, to mention a few. Non-consulting services, on the other hand, usually involve the use of equipment and specific methodologies to achieve their objective. Some typical examples of non-consulting services are equipment, we have maintenance and repair, operation and maintenance services, utility management, installation and maintenance, surveys and field investigation, and similar. Thank you. That is the end of our today's topic. Thank you, and make sure you subscribe and like.